gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. Moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I'm complete. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it real discreet. All the verses they don't write on God breathe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, y'all know what time it is. Once again, this is Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. We are so glad that you're here. Just tell us something in the chat and just let us know if you're here. So glad to be doing this. So on behalf of myself, Coach John, and the lovely Coach Joy, who is not right there. Coach Joy. Yeah, she's not right there. But I'm going to tell you, she is a hardworking woman. If you do not know, is that Joy and I are associate pastors at Christ Temple Christian Life Center, which is the House of Miracles, which is located in Louisville, Kentucky. You should check it out. You would love it. We have a great time. But part of our responsibilities is youth ministry. And so we are taking and excited about taking a bunch of young people up to a youth camp. And so we're going to have a phenomenal time. So she is preparing for that and getting some things set up and to make sure this is smooth for our family and others. And so I am going to represent for both John and Joy today. You stuck with me today, but you stuck with me talking about something I like to talk about. So we're going to have a good old time talking about something that is amazing. I'm telling you, what I'm going to talk about right now is talking about this one piece is what not to do in property rehabs. What not to do. I'm telling you what not to do. We're about to give you some information that a lot of people probably not going to share with you. And I'm telling you, you are going to benefit from this. But if you like information about rehabbing properties and like to know how to buy them right and like to know how to be able to build a portfolio or flip some houses and make some money, hey, check out our program. We do this and love to help couples win in real estate. And so me and Joy, we work together and as a financially independent real estate investing couple. So we get a lot of time to be able to do things like what Joy's doing right now, which is helping to be able to serve and minister to some young people. So if you'd like to do stuff like that and more, make sure you tap into CoachJohnandJoy.com, or you can text us at 502-632-3005. We'd love to talk to you and your spouse and have a conversation, and we will give you some game and see what we could do to be able to help you to be able to meet all of your real estate investing and financial goals. So, hey, so check out what's some stuff not to do. All right, now we're going to get into it. We're going to be a little detailed today. So the first thing is being uninformed about how much stuff costs. Major miss. And so whenever you're doing some rehabs, the number, like, I can't even tell you. Being informed about how much materials cost is like a secret weapon. Guess what? There's only two major costs to a rehab. It's the cost of the materials and the cost of the labor. And so the best part about it is labor costs. It's going to be different all around the nation, and the quality of the person and the quality of the individual, and maybe they do some marketing and all this other stuff. But there's one thing that's pretty consistent almost everywhere: Home Depot, Lowe's, the supply houses. Google has now made it very easy for anybody to get the information on how much materials cost. So if you're going to do a kitchen, you can go and find cabinets and see how much they cost. So once you know how much the materials cost, then you're just thinking about how much is it going to cost somebody to put some screws in the wall and to hook this stuff up. And so the same thing if you're dealing with different projects around your house, understanding the materials cost is important, because then it'll help you to make sure that you're not getting ripped off. And so being uninformed. Next up, don't do this. Talking about don't do's in rehab. Don't be fearful. Guess what? You're going to meet a lot of people who can do work. Don't be fearful. Don't be afraid. This is not the only person who does whatever it is. I know you need a stained glass and it has to be stained glass. Well, there are 100 people who do stained glass. Yeah. Oh, I need a new air conditioning unit. Well, there's 100 people who do air conditioning. If I need some plumbing. Well, this is not the only plumber. So don't be afraid that you're not going to find anybody else. Don't be fearful thinking that there's no good people out there, because that's not true. And so understand that. Also, don't be greedy. So if you're greedy and cheap, if you're cheap and greedy, because cheap and greed go hand in hand. Cheap and greed, they're like next door neighbors. Cheap and greedy is that somebody's going to tell you a price that's way too cheap, and you're going to say, yeah, I'll take it. You know why you're going to take it? Because you're greedy. And you're like, hey, I can take that rest of that money and I can go do some other stuff with it. Or you saying, hey, I got a deal. I like deals so much that it's just like when you basically got a refund after you bought something on the triple coupon day that was already on sale, and they had to give you $2 to take those canned goods with you. And so I'm talking about just great. All right. So next up is or be lazy. And so lazy folk, they just get one piece of information and that's it. And if we're going to be doing rehabs at a very high level, we're going to need a lot of information, and we're going to need to put in some work to make sure we're getting good deals. So let me give you an example right here of what not to do with some real life, real numbers. Hey, here's a roofing example. A fair price for a roof, let's say about $5,000 to $7,000. That's pretty fair price. That's not even a steal. That's a fair price for a standard size house. You know, baby, the place is like 1,500 square foot house. That's very reasonable cost right there. That's a fair price for everybody. Win, win, win all the way around. But you're going to go and you're going to call 1-800, call Mr. Roof, or somebody like that who's got a whole bunch of marketing. You're going to see the billboards, not, you know, some kind of super souped up marketing engine. And they're going to come out and they're going to say ooh and ah, and then they're going to tell you all these technical terms. And then they're going to say, yeah, I can get it done for you. It's going to cost about $20,000, $25,000. And it would be more expensive, but I'm gonna cut you a deal. I'm gonna give you a 5% off of that, you know, or something crazy. And so guess what? They're gonna exploit your inexperience, and they're also gonna have that greed that kicks in. So you have to know your numbers. If you are going to do rehabbing right, you got to know how much materials cost. Did you know that if you're doing 20 square, and so a square is 100 square foot of shingles, that those shingles you can get them anywhere from $80 to about $120 a square. So let's say $100 on average. So that means that the shingles themselves only cost $2,000. Well, where did the other $20,000 go? A good roofing crew is going to get up there and get it done in a day with about 5 guys, and they're going to get that thing, the old and ripped off, and the new one put on. So am I paying you what? How many? $3,000 per person to go up there and run some shingles up and put some nails in it? I don't think so. So we have to be realistic about how much this stuff costs. And the best way to do it is to know how much the materials cost. And then you have an advantage in the game. Next up, never, ever, 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 ever tell anybody this is my budget. And they're going to do everything they can to squeeze it out of you, especially the people who like working with insurance companies. They're going to squeeze every nickel of information they can. Hey, bud, I just need you to be real with me, man. All right, so that insurance company, they gave you a check. How much was that check for, man? I just need to know to see if we can work with you or not work with you. And they're going to make it sound so convincing. So you say, what's your budget? You say, nah, don't worry about my budget. You ain't got to worry about that. This is the only thing is, you know, I'm going to give you a piece of game that's going to help you out right now. Guess what? Let the bids define the budget, not the other way around. You know how much my budget is how much is it going to cost you to be able to put this thing up? And you got to ask them just like that. How much is it going to cost you to do it? How much is it going to cost you? And then let them give you a bid. And so you can do it like that and always get 3 bids. Never say this right here in the rehab. Never say I'm not in a hurry. I guarantee you this is famous last words for a 6-month painful project, is to tell people you're not in a hurry. They say, well, when you need it done, you thinking I'm going to get a discount if I tell them it's not a rush. You thinking, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking if I tell them I need it right now, they're going to charge me more because they're going to think I'm desperate. No, it's not true. When do you need it done? I need to start on Monday. Or when can you start? That's what you ask. When can you start? When can you finish? And then hold them accountable to the time frames. Make realistic time frames and hold them accountable to whatever the time frame. But if you set realistic time frames and you follow up, you'll be just fine. Never do this right here. Never, ever, ever. Oh, well, you just choose all the materials. Okay, so we're going to get this bathroom done, undo this remodel, but you just pick whatever, just pick whatever materials. I guarantee you they're going to pick whatever's the cheapest materials if they're the ones paying for it, or they're going to pick the most expensive stuff if you're the one paying for it. So there's certain things that you use that you can pay like 3 times the price, and it makes it just a little bit easier for a contractor. And they're like, all right, well, if I can get this and it's all on your dime, I don't care. And so they'll run your bill up. And so you want to make sure that you are informed about materials. Oh, man, we should put informed about materials. I wish I could put that in the chat. Informed about materials. The more informed, guess what? Google. You can get the Lowe's app. You can get the Home Depot app. You can just Google these different things and you'll know how much the materials cost. You want to know if somebody says, hey, they quote you that they can do a 2-ton AC condenser and then an A coil and a 4,500 BTU furnace. And they say, I'm going to do it for you for $10,000. And then you Google the materials and you'll see how much it costs, like $1,400, $1,500. So, all right. So where'd the other $8,500 go? So for you to come out one day and stick this system in, it costs $8,500 for you and maybe a helper to come in and stick this in. It's crazy. So you got to know, look, Google, how much does the materials cost? And that's going to help you out tremendously. And so you'll have the upper hand. All right. So I will choose and purchase my own materials. Man, I'm going to put that in. I will choose and purchase my own materials. If you don't get that in your spirit, because you can shop the materials, and guess what, you probably get just as good a price as they do, and you can negotiate even better price. You can order online. It's just a lot of wonderful things you can do with that. So never say this right here, you're the only one bidding this project. Oh, fail. They're the only ones. You would never do that. You never do that. You never go to a car dealership. Y'all are the only ones I want to buy from. And I just point me in the direction of this one thing. Nah, competition is what gets you the right price. It's not only gets you the right price, it gets you the right service. Our whole marketplace is built on everybody wanting to one up each other and just do a little bit better, a little bit cheaper, a little bit better service. They want to do it better. You got to have multiple options. So options is what you're looking for, and not putting all your eggs in one basket. So more bids equals more choices, which is more better for you. Next up, this is a big no. No contingency, no reserve is a big no-no. A lot of people mess this up. A lot of people. Guess what? We put our little spreadsheets together. We add up our costs on how much stuff. We got all our bids. And then we say, hey, this is going to be my budget. I got a $23,000 budget. And I got exactly $23,000. I'm spending it all. And I got the exact right amount. Well, unfortunately, it just don't work like that. Always add 10 to 15%. Okay, so you're going to run into unexpected expenses. Like sometimes you're going to have a foundation or some plumbing or some mold that, like, you start tearing stuff apart, you're going to find some things. And so maybe you need a permit, and you might have not thought you needed to change some wood out, but now you got to rip it out, and that requires a permit. And so whatever it is, make sure that you have a contingency to be able to take care of these things. And so building in from day one to make sure that it's not tearing your deal up. And if you don't have a contingency, then that contingency is going to be a surprise, and you don't want that stuff to be a surprise. This right here, I'm going to shout out to all of this is why I love working together with Joy. And it's so beautiful, is because we can coach each other and help each other to not say things like this. Do you give a discount for paying all the way up front? Well, no, if you can't say that. So, because you'll say, never, ever, ever pay in advance. You just don't do it. If you pay all the money up front, then you are going to get a sucker's reward. Is you will make a great contractor when you put $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 into somebody's hand and they have done nothing for you. You will make a good contractor into a hustler just because you gave them a big stack of cash. And unfortunately, many people have said, oh man, this is a trustworthy person, great person. Gave them a stack of cash and never saw them again. I don't care if your auntie, they worked on your auntie's house. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care who it is. Until they do the work or do some work, they don't need to get paid. You can get the materials. I'll buy the materials. You show up and then you get started. And then if you need a draw to get you going, after you get going, I'm here for it. But I'm going to tell you right now, that to be able to say you getting money and you haven't done anything and you give them a check as a holding check so they can come back in 3 weeks when they feel like it, as they finish their last jobs and take their kids to Disneyland with your thinking money and then decide if they are or aren't going to come back. They can't even finish your job because they ran out of money because you paid them in advance. So now what? They got it now. Since they don't have money to pay their people, then now they got to take on other jobs and see if they can hustle somebody else, just like you got hustled. So here's the story. Just don't do it. All right. Next up, I'm new. Please don't tell them I'm new. Don't do it. Come on, sis. Don't say I'm new. Don't say I'm new. You got to have some swag about yourself. When you asking and you doing a rehab, you say, I'm a real estate investor. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. I'm a real estate investor. I'm typing it out now. Bam. Doesn't that feel good? I'm a real estate investor. Like, it just feels good. Just put, I'm a real estate investor. When you put that down, you get to reclaim some power. But I'm going to tell you, the issue happens when you say, I'm new, you are done. All right. That's when I'm going to start tearing you up, adding all kind of stuff. And never, ever, ever in a rehab, do the handshake deal saying this is a gentlewoman or a gentleman's agreement, or we had a deal. Well, there's a lot of people crying in their pillow at night because they talked to a trustworthy person and they had a deal. So just believe me when I tell you for a fact that if you think that you got to deal with somebody and nothing's on paper, you in a bad situation. So be careful with that. And so our answer to that is the contract is my handshake. So guess what? If you like this kind of stuff and you like talking real estate and you saying, hey man, maybe there's some stuff that I can learn from these videos and watch some stuff online and I can get, just kind of give it a shot myself. Or you might be a person who says, hey, I'm looking to get some help and get fast tracked in this real estate game. I want you to go to coachjohnandjoy.com. Oh, yes, your simple website, coachjohnandjoy.com. You spell it out, Coach John and Joy. And we have our real estate mentorship, which I guarantee is a wonderful community of amazing investors, couples, all couples, and they are doing big things in real estate. People who, I'm going to tell you, may have never even seen themselves being successful property owners are buying properties. They're winning. They're doing flips. They're doing buying holds. And it's a pleasure to be able to serve them. Or you can just hit us up at 502-632-3005 and then see what we can do to help you. Hey, we're here to serve. And with that being said, in my best Joy voice, it's always so, oh, John, you are so cute. Oh, my goodness gracious. I can't believe you're so cute. I love you so much. Oh, baby, calm down. We on the show. Just chill. Okay, just chill. Okay, so it's always so much better together. We'll see y'all next time.